Oh, this is going to be good.
It is. This isn't just some vague self-help stuff.
Right.
This is all about practical strategies you can actually use to actually build better habits.
I love that.
Yeah. Forget those big, overwhelming life changes.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking tiny tweaks.
Tiny tweaks, huge results.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's the small stuff done consistently.
That's the key.
That leads to big-time results.
One thing that really struck me about this book is how clear the author blends, science with storytelling.
I like that.
He doesn't just preach at you about the power of small changes.
Right.
He backs it up with actual examples from the real world.
Ooh, give me an example.
Like the British cycling team.
Oh, yeah, I've heard of them.
They were honestly kind of average for a long time.
Yeah.
And then they just totally dominated the Olympics.
By focusing on something they called aggregation of marginal gains.
Aggregation of what?
Marginal gains.
Marginal gains.
It sounds fancy, but it's really just about making tiny improvements.
Oh, okay.
Like shaving off milliseconds from their times.
Oh, wow.
Or making their bikes a tiny bit more aerodynamic.
Okay.
None of these things are revolutionary on their own.
Right.
But when you add them all together, huge impact.
Oh, I see. So it's kind of like building a house,
Exactly.
Starts with one brick at a time.
That's it. And Claire actually takes this idea even further.
Okay.
He shows how if you improve by just 1% every day.
1%.
Just 1%.
Every day.
For a whole year.
Yeah.
You end up 37 times better by the end of it.
37 times.
Think about that.
Wow.
What if you got 1% better at playing guitar or writing code every single day?
Yeah, 1% a day doesn't sound like much.
Right.
But over time, that's insane.
Totally changes the game.
It makes you think about those days when you feel like you're barely making progress. You're actually setting yourself up for huge wins down the road.
It's all about that long game.
Long game. I like it.
Patience is key.
So how does this tie into the whole systems over goals thing?
Ooh, that's a big one.
I hear that a lot.
Clearin argues that we get so caught up in these big, ambitious goals.
Oh, yeah. Guilty as charged.
But without the right systems in place, we're basically setting ourselves up for disappointment.
Oh, I've been there.
It's like aiming for the moon, but forgetting to build a rocket ship.
Makes sense.
So instead of obsessing over running a marathon, what if you focused on building a system that makes you want to put on your shoes and run, even for a little bit?
Yeah, I get it.
It's not about the goal itself.
Okay.
It's about the process.
It's about showing up consistently.
I got it.
This is starting to make a lot of sense.
This is good.
So, how do we actually build these systems?
The $1 million question.
Does Clear give us a blueprint?
He does, actually.
Okay, lay it on me.
He introduces these 4 laws of behavior change. Think of them as tools for building any habit you want.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
They are. Make it obvious.
Okay.
Make it attractive.
Okay.
Make it easy. And make it satisfying.
Okay, that sounds like a solid plan.
It is.
All right, let's break it down, starting with make it obvious.
Okay, so
I have a feeling this is about more than just setting reminders on my phone.
You got that right.
Okay.
It's about understanding how our brains work.
Right.
And using that to, hack our habits.
Brain hacking. I'm listening.
So Clear tells this story about a paramedic.
Okay.
Who just, instinctively knew that her father-in-law was having a heart attack.
Oh, wow.
Even though they were just hanging out casually.
That's incredible. What happened?
Well, it turns out her years of experience as a paramedic trained her brain to pick up on these subtle cues.
Oh, wow. Even when she wasn't at work.
Exactly. And that's the thing.
Okay.
Our brains are always scanning our environment.
Yeah.
Looking for cues that predict rewards.
Interesting.
So if we want to build good habits, we got to make the cues for those habits super obvious.
So, instead of relying on willpower to resist those chips in the pantry.
Yeah.
I should just hide them completely.
Out of sight, out of mind, right?
Right.
Clears even suggests creating this thing called a habit scorecard.
Habit scorecard, okay.
It's basically where you list out all your daily habits.
Okay.
And you categorize them.
Yeah.
As beneficial, neutral, or harmful.
Like a habit inventory.
Exactly. It helps you become more aware of the patterns that are already shaping your life.
No, it's a good idea.
It's like taking inventory of your mental furniture.
I like that analogy.
Right.
Seeing what needs rearranging. All right. What about the second law? make it attractive.
Ooh, this was fun.
This one sounds intriguing.
It's all about dopamine.
Dopamine?
A neurotransmitter that makes things feel good.
Oh, yeah, the feel-good chemical.
Exactly.
So we're hacking the brain's reward system here.
You could say that.
I love it.
So Clear talks about these chess prodigies.
Oh, yeah.
The Polgar sisters.
I've heard of them.
And their dad, basically, created this environment where playing chess was the most attractive and rewarding thing they could possibly do.
Oh, wow.
Chess books everywhere, tournaments, constantly talking about chess.
Wow, so they were immersed in it.
Completely.
So if I wanted to, say, make reading more attractive, I could, like, create a cozy reading nook.
Exactly.
Comfy chairs, good lighting.
Perfect.
Maybe even a little snack station.
Now you're talking.
Right.
It's about linking the habit you want with those positive emotions and rewards.
Yeah. I feel like surrounding yourself with people who share your desired habits could help too.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, like if everyone around you is hitting the gym, you're more likely to join in, right?
Social influence is huge.
Right.
And then there's temptation bundling.
Temptation bundling. What's that?
It's pairing something you want to do with something you need to do.
Give me an example.
Like only letting yourself watch your favorite show while you're on the treadmill.
Ooh, I like that.
Suddenly, exercise becomes a lot more appealing.
I could get behind that.
Right.
This is great stuff.
I know, right?
We've only covered 2 of the 4 laws.
Yeah, we've just scratched the surface.
And I'm already feeling inspired.
We've got make it easy and make it satisfying still to come.
Okay. We'll have to save those for next time.
Definitely.
We got to dive deep into those.
We do.
Okay, so we're back, and we're ready to dig into those last 2 laws of behavior change.
Yes.
Make it easy and make it satisfying.
They're game changers.
So, where do we even start with make it easy?
Well, think about it this way.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just, feel like doing something right.
Right.
And other times, it's like pulling teeth just to get started.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Make it easy is all about reducing that friction.
Okay.
Making those good habits.
Yeah.
Almost effortless.
So are we talking about like putting your workout clothes out the night before?
Exactly.
Or prepping healthy meals?
All of that. Clear calls it environment design.
Environment design.
It's basically, instead of relying on willpower, you change your surroundings to make those good choices the easy default.
Oh, that's smart.
Right.
So instead of like hiding the chips in the pantry, I should just make sure there's a bowl of fruit on the counter.
Exactly. Or if you're trying to read more, put a book on your bedside table instead of your phone.
Oh, that's a good one.
It's all about setting yourself up for success before you even have to think about it.
I like that. But what about when you're just not feeling motivated at all?
Even when the habit is easy.
Yeah, even then.
That's where the 2-minute rule comes in.
2-minute rule. Tell me more.
Claire says, break down any new habit into a version that takes 2 minutes or less to do.
Okay.
Want to start meditating? Just sit quietly for 2 minutes.
Okay.
Want to write a book? Just write 1 sentence.
2 minutes, that's it.
That's it.
It's like tricking your brain into getting started.
Exactly.
Because once you start, it's easier to keep going.
It's all about those small wins.
Small wins, big results.
That's the idea.
So once you've started, that's where make it satisfying comes in, right?
Exactly. This law is all about making those good habits stick.
Okay, how?
By associating them with positive feelings.
I'm all about positive feelings, so tell me more.
So think about it like this.
Yeah.
Clear uses the example of adding mint flavoring to toothpaste.
Okay.
Before that, brushing your teeth was just a chore.
Right.
But that little bit of minty freshness
made
it more enjoyable.
And therefore
more likely to become a habit.
Oh, that's so clever.
Right. It's about finding those little rewards.
So I could listen to my favorite podcast while I fold laundry.
Perfect.
Or reward myself with a cup of coffee after paying bills.
There you go. You're getting it.
It's about finding what works for you.
Exactly. Making it enjoyable.
So we've got these 4 laws down.
Yeah.
How do we, stay motivated? You know? What about those times when we fall off track?
That's where some of the advanced techniques come in.
Oh, okay. Like what?
Remember habit tracking?
Yeah, we touched on that earlier.
It's seriously powerful.
I've tried it before, but I always give up after a few weeks.
A lot of people do.
It feels so rigid, you know?
Think all or nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
But it doesn't have to be that way.
Oh, okay.
Corey has this rule called never miss twice.
Yeah, never miss twice.
So it's okay to miss a day.
Wait, really?
Life happens.
It does. It does.
The key is to get back on track as quickly as possible.
So don't beat myself up for missing a workout.
Exactly. Just focus on not missing the next one.
Oh, that takes the pressure off.
It's about being kind to yourself.
Any other habit tracking tips?
Make it visual.
Visual? Okay.
Whether it's a calendar, an app, even just a notebook.
Yeah.
It helps you see your progress.
Right, right.
Celebrate those wins.
I might try that calendar method.
Yeah.
Something about marking off those days.
It's satisfying.
It is. But what about when the initial excitement wears off?
You're not feeling it anymore.
Yeah, how do you stay motivated then?
Remember the Goldilocks rule?
Oh, yeah, find that sweet spot.
Exactly. It applies here, too.
So instead of trying to write a whole chapter of my book, maybe just aim for a paragraph or two at first.
Exactly. And as you get more comfortable, gradually increase the challenge.
Keep it interesting.
Exactly. Yeah. Avoid getting stuck in a rut.
This is making so much sense.
Good, I'm glad.
But we haven't talked much about habits and identity.
Ah, yes, the connection is fascinating.
It is. How does that fit into all of this?
So, Glear argues that habits are more than just actions.
Okay.
They actually shape who we believe we are.
Really?
Every time you choose to go for a run or meditate, you're casting a vote for the type of person you want to become.
Oh, wow. So it's like building a self-image.
Exactly. Brick by brick, with each habit you create.
And once you start seeing yourself as like a healthy person, a writer, a musician, it becomes easier to make choices that align with that identity.
Your habits become a reflection of who you are.
So it's like this positive feedback loop.
It is.
Your habits shape your identity, and your identity reinforces your habits.
Oh, exactly. Powerful stuff.
This is blowing my mind. So it's really about focusing on who you want to become, not just what you want to achieve.
That's the key.
This is incredible. But I know a lot of people are probably wondering, how do these ideas apply to like real life, like work or parenting?
Those are big ones.
Does Clear talk about that?
He does. There are bonus chapters in the book.
Oh, cool.
Specifically on applying these principles to business and parenting.
Oh, I'm definitely interested in those.
We should dive into those next time.
Yeah, let's do it. Okay, so business and parenting with atomic habits.
Yeah, two totally different worlds, but the principles still apply.
That's interesting. I'm curious to see how...
Me too.
Let's start with business.
All right.
You know, I'm always fascinated by how personal development ideas can be used in like a company setting.
Right. It's not just for individuals.
Exactly. So what does Clear say about that?
Well, he really stresses the importance of systems.
Systems. Okay.
Not just for individuals, but for entire organizations.
So like company-wide systems.
Exactly. He argues that businesses thrive when they have systems that promote consistent progress and learning.
So instead of like chasing after that one big revenue target,
companies should focus on building a system that encourages daily action and continuous improvement.
That's the key. It's about creating an environment where good habits can flourish, even at a company level.
So it's kind of like applying that concept of deliberate practice to the entire organization.
Exactly. Always striving to get better 1% at a time.
Makes sense. What about feedback loops?
Oh, those are crucial.
Okay.
Clear talks a lot about the importance of constantly measuring results.
Yeah.
Analyzing data. Making adjustments along the way.
So you're not just like doing the same thing over and over.
Right. It's about learning and adapting.
Okay, that makes sense. Now let's talk about parenting.
Ooh, this is a good one.
Yeah, I'm really curious to see how Atomic Habits applies to raising kids.
It's definitely a different ballgame.
It is, but I bet there are some great takeaways.
Oh, absolutely. One thing Clear emphasizes is the power parents have in shaping their kids' environment.
Oh, that's so true. By making small changes to that environment, you can actually nudge your kids toward more positive behaviors.
So instead of like constantly nagging my kids to eat their veggies.
Just make sure they're always readily available.
Exactly. And maybe like cut back on the junk food in the pantry.
Exactly. Make those healthy choices the easy default.
Oh, I like that. What about modeling behavior?
Oh, that's huge.
Yeah, kids pick up on everything.
They do. They're like little sponges.
They are. So if I want them to read more,
yeah,
I should probably put down my phone and pick up a book myself.
Exactly. Actions speak louder than words.
Especially with kids.
Absolutely.
Any other parenting tips from Clear?
Patience.
Patience, yes.
He reminds us that building good habits takes time.
It does. It does.
And effort. And it's important to be supportive and encouraging along the way.
That's great advice. So we've covered a lot of ground here.
We have.
Atomic habits, business, parenting.
Connected.
It is. What's the biggest takeaway for now?
That's a tough one.
I know. There's so much good stuff.
There is, but I think for me it's that lasting change. Doesn't require these huge dramatic shifts.
Yeah.
It's those small, consistent improvements that make all the difference.
I totally agree. It's so empowering to know that.
It is. Clear's approach is both inspiring and practical.
He really makes you believe that anyone can make positive changes.
He does. And he leaves us with this challenge.
Oh, what's that?
To identify one small habit we want to improve.
Okay.
And start implementing those 1% changes today.
I love that. I'm already thinking about my 1% wins.
Good. That's what it's all about.
Well, this has been an amazing deep dive.
It has.
I feel like we've really uncovered some valuable insights.
I agree.
I've definitely learned a lot.
Me too.
And I'm feeling inspired to make some changes in my own life.
That's the goal.
It is. Thanks for guiding us through this.
It was my pleasure.
And to all our listeners out there,
yes,
remember, even small changes can lead to remarkable results.
Keep diving deep.
We'll see you next time.